Yeah, so last session, you guys had your, you'd finally arrived in Winterhaven, and you'd had your gear taken off you by the Winterhaven Guard and Ron Kelfman, who had also seen that your weapons were peacebound. From there, you guys made your way to Rafton's Inn, where you met a couple of the locals. You obviously met Salvana, who turned out to be the innkeeper. You also met old Eileen, or Eileen the Old, who Tara very nicely paid to sing a song for you all. There were a couple of other people in there as well. One of them that took your notice was Elf, that kept to herself in the corner, known as Ninaran, who Savannah told you was a sort of a tracker and forager that worked for Lord Padraig. You also met with Ralph Roon, who introduced himself as a war wizard of Cormyr and demanded that you all line up in front of him. And he proceeded to do some sort of magical seal on your peacebound weapons and to pluck your hairs from those that have them. In your write-up, Steph, you mentioned that he took a scale from him, but I don't actually think he took anything from Ramon.
Are you sure? I thought he did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't because he figured it was going to be too much trouble, and he wouldn't need something from everyone. So
that I will redact such thing.
He also took the spell focuses of those that are able to cast magic, with the exception of Tara, whose knives had already been confiscated, and the exception of Kanaka, who managed to deceive him. He left, and then he spoke to you a little bit at first to sort of determine how you guys arrived in Cormyr in the first place, and you guys mentioned about Mary Grey Malkin, and then he went to leave, and eventually came back and handed you a letter, Kanaka, that he told you was from Ashby. Well, he referred to him as Ashberry.
Dumb motherfucker.
He did eventually leave, and Savina was just getting slammed at the bar. Shay and Tara had to sort of
whoa. Phrasing.
Savina was turning up.
Wasted.
I prefer getting crunk.
What, Savina was getting crunk, indeed.
Savina was getting crunk at the bar, and Shay and Tara had to assist her to her living quarters for the night. The next day, you were sort of rudely awakened by Ron Kelfman. All his beauty, demanding that you guys make a present. He's going to take it to Lord Padraig, and he'll sort out the situation with your chartership of adventureship. Tara appeared naked again.
That's what you do.
You kind of got the better of Ron to a certain extent. Kind of delayed him a little bit, and you managed to get the food that you wanted and stuff. And eventually he took you through the small village of Winterhaven. You were taken through the market square, where you could see that there were sort of carts and wagons all gathered in the square, offering goods to people of Winterhaven. Sort of farmers selling produce, hunters with smoked meat, villagers selling crafts, and Shay, you also noticed what you assumed to be Delphina. That was in the market square. The one sort of building that probably stood out to you the most would have been the tower itself, which was a sort of 300-foot tower that was made of this sort of sturdy sort of bricks, sort of wooden palisades, and a sort of nice sort of stone archway leading up to the door that enters into the tower, that you understand to be Ralph Roon's tower. Ron Kelfman continued to take you through towards the manor house in the which was sort of blocked off by an inner gate. On the way there, you did come across a notice which had upon it written "Reward for Kobolds of Crag Canyon." You learned that was signed off by Lord Padraig. Kanaka decided to have a closer look at it, but Ron Kelfman quickly sort of drew her back. Unable to. You're not confident in whether you could forge that or not.
I'm gonna look at it again.
And then you guys finally met with Lord Padraig in his pepper and salt hair with this sort of pepper and salt beard, nicely carved, engraved sort of grey robes on. And you got the impression that he was a kind person. He was very sort of nice to you and patient and listening to what you had to say. He did offer you a adventuring chartership. He would waive the fee of the 1,000 gold pieces if you guys agreed to take care of the kobold problem for him, which you guys did eventually agree to do, but you did need to cough up the 300 gold pieces for the annual tax. You noticed that Ashby's name also was not on the chartership. So, Kanaka, you put down another 300 down payment, should we say, so that Ashby can be added on at a later date.
I certainly did.
Yep.
He's
That
the
also-
boo.
That all concluded. You guys,
Just no.
I think Shay, you're probably in possession of the chartership, as Lord Pedro was mainly speaking for you, and you are the leader. You guys did decide on the name of.
Yes.
You guys did decide on the name of Abandoned Expectations. A little bit to the surprise of Lord Padraig and Ron Kelvin. You also learned that Lord Padraig's first name is Ernest.
Mhm.
Yes! Finally.
Fucking Aaron pointed that out. Asshole, not fucking shit.
I'm such a nice guy.
Yeah.
And as that sort of concluded, Kanaka, you decided to hang back, and you sort of stopped Ramon from leaving as well. And you mentioned to Lord Padraig your concerns about the cult, the dream that you had, the vision that you had. And he sort of indicated that there's nothing that he could do without any full proof, and that the Cabals were his priority because he knew that they were an issue and that they could be dealt with. Without any actual proof, there was nothing further that he could do in regards to any sort of cult activity.
What kind of leader is he?
With that in mind, you guys received Ron Kelvin returned you guys' weapons to you, and you guys sort of split up a little bit. Shay and Uramon, you went to seek out Delphina and Ninjem. Shay, you reported what you knew to Delphina, and she mentioned that she knew of your father, and she was privileged to a certain extent to be spending some time with you. She also bestowed upon you a new rank of Summer Strider.
Sounds
And
cool.
you entrusted into her the information about the letter between Balak and the being, to be called Kalara. And she mentioned that was something very concerning, that the best thing that you could do would be to find some sort of proof, like you put to Lord Padraig, because the Emerald Enclave didn't have the greatest influence within the region of Cormier. But Lord Padraig did sort of indicate that that's maybe something that they should look to strengthen, so that's something that you're aware of as well. That's sort of taken care of. The rest of the party were unable to sell their goods at the sort of general market stores that were sort of hanging around. You were advised to seek out Bearwin, Grand Shop, where you came across a very sort of flamboyant and extravagant half-elf sort of violet silver long hair, and his shop was just full of like different sort of random assortments of sort of trinkets sort of overflowing on the shelves, and you could see that his sort of four treasured items were in the middle of the shop in sort of glass cases. And he explained that he sort of talked to you about his adventures that related to. One of them was a staff from the called Fire's Tree, and there was some sort of horrible mangy hat that he said would allow you to natural. There was also a sort of wondrous bone horn, sort of golden inlay with sort of nice runes inscribed into it that he mentioned some sort of silent alarm. There's also a cloak which indicated you could change the style, colour, the quality of the garment at your. However, he did not have any scrolls. You guys weren't necessarily interested in trading. He seemed more interested in buying.
Alex, you're cutting out a little bit.
Is that better?
That's better.
Okay. Yeah, he was essentially interested in trading, more buying off you, and you weren't necessarily convinced by the items that he had to sell. So he sort of left it there. You were a little bit nervy of him as well. And as you left Kanaku, he actually called out to you in Inferno. You should stop by again and speak to you more.
This guy's shady as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's where
Shady
you guys were
recognizes shady.
And then you guys sort of left with the intention of meeting up with Shay and Uramon. I think before we do that, we probably need to learn a little bit about where Ashby is.
Let's do this.
So, Ashby,
How could you leave us?
All by
Don't leave us.
As far as I'm concerned, y'all left me.
Everyone did nothing! What do you mean?
I mean,
You chose your side. Anyhow,
So, as you waved goodbye to your group, you headed towards the stables opposite Ruffton's Inn. You found a very sort of gangly gentleman that seemed to be looking after the stables themselves, who agreed to stable Molly, and they offered you a price of 5 per day.
oh, that's a very fair price, but I'll give you 7 if you make sure she gets an extra apple, because this bloody blacksmith in the last town she was in fattened her up to the point that she gets cranky if she doesn't get extra apples now.
Yeah, and this sort of gangly gentleman just sort of nods at you. All right, then, hand her over.
Alright. I'll be back. I'll be back, girl. It won't be as long this time, I promise.
You'll be back. Very nice. Say bye-bye. Come on, then. What's your name? What's your name?
Her name is Molly.
Molly. All right. Come on, Molly. Now, you see the stables is practically empty. Do seem to be some more thoroughbred horses in the stable. Sort of 17 hands tall. Very sort of patchy grey hair to it. The sort of black mane down its back. Probably catches your eye. There don't seem to be any. It doesn't seem to have anything. Just any riding mounts to sell.
Right. Well. It's been too long since I've been at a temple, so I need to think.
Yeah, and you begin to sort of make your way towards the section of the village where I came to the Temple of Shantea was.
Oh, shit, I forgot all about Urky.
And as you're making your way through the village, you come across this sort of intimidating stone tower structure. You see that there's a very sort of crooked, bent-over gentleman with sort of long grey hair and a sort of grey robe, his sort of hood pulled over his head. He's sort of marching his way down the steps of the tower towards you. Hold! Yes. Line up in front of me. Come on.
What do you want me to hold? I don't have anything to. What?
Stand still. Come on, in front of me now. You're one of the. You must be one of the adventurers of the church.
No, I'm not an adventurer. I'm a cleric of Shantea.
Did you arrive with the group earlier today?
Well, sure, but I mean.
Line up now.
How do you line up? I'm the only one here.
Very well. Just stand in front of me. That's fine. Now, where is your peaceband weapons?
The head of the guard said I didn't need to have it peacebound because I'm a blacksmith by trade. You see, and I pull out my membership.
Membership. Sort of snatched up for you. Yes.
And so
well, just as long as you're away, there should be no. This is fine. You obviously keep your hammer. It's not a problem. There should be no conducting of creation of weapons. You're not entitled to do so here, Cormier. But I'm to sort of place his hand out to shake. I'm Valfroon, by the way. I'm a war wizard of Cormier. What is your name?
My name is Ashby Blackseed. And it's
Ashberry?
No, not Ashbelly. Ashby. Just Ash. Just can you remember Ash? You know the color of your hair, the color of the tower.
I mean, there's no
dust that's coming off of your breath right now. Ash.
Yeah. Quite a feisty little one, aren't you? And he sort of crunches over to you and picks your hair. That'll do. That's very well, very nice. Right. Well, you said that you're a cleric of Shantea. Spell focus or anything like that that you used to cast your magic?
The only thing that I use is my holy symbol, and unfortunately, it's all that I have.
What is you said you're going to the temple. What's your intentions? You separated yourself from your group. I was thought that you would all be together in the end and find you gallivanting about.
As you know, clerics of Shantae want to do. We must make our penance to our deity and spend some time in prayer and service to the community and, all the other deeds and whatnot that clerics are required to perform.
I see. Well, in this case, I shall, if you are truly a cleric, I shall speak with Sister Lenora when I see her next. I have verified your status, so you may keep your holy symbol until then, but I shall indication of use of magic while I'm in this village, and you not have a charge or any sort of thing, then I may have to take some action as a war wizard would call here.
Well, that's a very fancy title and everything, but you have nothing to fear.
No, that's good. On your way. Move. I've got further business to do, I've got studying to do later. It was crap out of the way. Bye. He just sort of storms past you, heading towards
This
the
bloody
edge.
fucking town is filled with crazy people.
Yes, it is.
He's like Gandalf. I love him. More Radagast than Gandalf.
And eventually, you make your way just past the tower to the northern end of the market square, and you come across a large stone structure in front of you, which is encircled by budding flower beds. And above the entrance, you can see there hangs a sheaf of golden wheat, which you recognize as the symbol of Shantae.
I just stop outside for a minute and take it all in. I haven't been at a temple in quite some time. Even when we were last in an actual proper city, I bypassed the temple and went to the blacksmith. So I'm just hoping to feel the warmth, the presence of the mother. And then I head inside.
Okay.
Fuck
And
you,
as
Seth.
you head inside, you can see that you step into the main sort of seating area of the church itself. There are sort of stone pillars entwined with this sort of stone engraving of sort of thorns and vines making their way up. And you can see that alongside running down the walls of the temple itself are flower beds again, which seem to be have more sort of budding flowers. You can also see that what probably takes your eye is to the side. There's a sort of wooden bucket, which there's two wooden buckets actually. One of which has a sign by it that says broken equipment, and one of them says that fixed equipment. You can see that it's all one pile has sort of broken farm equipment, and the other pile has fixed farm equipment. There's some sort of trade going on there, where broken equipment is given in and then it's sort of taken away once it's fixed. And the first thing that meets you is Ashby! Oh! It's so good to see you!
I turn around and leave. No, I'm kidding. Hello, Erky.
He just sort of runs up.
I know, it's been so long. It's been, what, an hour? I mean,
You didn't say
it
you were
feels
going to
like
make
an
your way to the
eternity.
temple!
Well, I felt led here tonight.
Yes, so stay put. I guess Sister Lenore, she's really looking forward to meeting you.
I appreciate that.
Make
Thank you.
yourself comfortable. And you can see that this is sort of very nicely wooden carved pews that sort of line the church itself. And he sort of runs away. And he runs through a sort of exit towards the northwestern side of the church itself. And eventually he returns with. Let's get Sister Lenora. Say hi.
Oh. Hello there,
Yeah, you see
sister.
that. Yeah, he sort of comes through with this middle-aged, and as you can see, she's just got these sort of very common, understated brown robes wrapped across her body. She sort of claps her hands together. She's like, "It's very nice to meet you, Ashby. I believe your name is. I am Sister Lenora. I understand that you've done a great thing by bringing Erky back to us. Please accept my gratitude and the gratitude of Shantae. It must be a blessing itself sent from her."
No offense, sister, but you might be the first person who thinks it's a great thing that I brought Erky back.
Erky, why don't you go and make us some tea? Would you be welcome to tea?
Oh,
Ashby?
always.
Aki, why don't you go and make us some tea? You see,
Thank you,
Aki
Archie.
sort of leaves his way, and she's sort of wringing her hands and it's like, well, it may be true that Aki can be quite troublesome at times. I see him as a challenge from Shantae, something to nurture and to grow.
He
And
certainly has the best of intentions. Just
yes, this is exactly it. He has a heart of pure gold.
it's just a rather thorny bush.
I can assure you, he grows on you over time.
So does fungus and weeds and vines and anyhow, rust. Anyway.
Well, these are all blessings from Shantae, are they not?
In their ways.
No, please come on. Let's if you don't mind, I'll take a seat next to you, and you can. What is it? He mentioned that you may wish to stay here for.
Indeed, things have happened on our road to Winterhaven, and for quite some time now, I have felt a bit distant from our great mother, and it's only gotten worse in the last few days, and I'm hoping that some time here will grant me some clarity, but also give me an opportunity to reunite with my dear mother.
Well, it pains me to almost hear you say this. If that's what you're looking for, then, it happens that I travel among the homes outside the walls, dispensing care to the villagers and animals, and helping them with various farm projects. So I'm due to head out tomorrow. If you would like to join me, then I'll be out for the whole day, returning the day after for the ceremony.
I think I would very much like to get out and perform my true duties again.
Yes, I understand from Aki that you have some talents. The blacksmithing department. Talent
Yes,
can put to much good use.
yes, I am a member of the Pyrophytic Order. I'm a pyrophyte, and I know that's generally not the most accepted branch of our dear mother's servants, but it does provide a great deal of use.
Well, no doubt Aki has mentioned the concerns that have been brought to me by the Great Mother recently. Perhaps a pyrophyte is just exactly what Winterhaven needs right now. Perhaps your presence has more purpose than you realise here.
Well, that would be both encouraging and terribly frightening.
Yes, I think you may be right.
But if it's all the same to your sister, I think I'd like to just turn in for the night. And if we're going to head out early in the morning, I do need to write a letter and let my dear friend. Don't tell her I told you this, but she's really more like a sister to me. But I need to let her know that I won't be back with her right away.
You must do whatever you need to do. Once the letter is written to pass, I shall ensure that it makes its way to
Thank you.
your friend. We shall head out at 4:30 in the morning. I understand you have a suitable steed, a molly.
Yes.
Well, I very much look forward to meeting for myself. And
You mean I get to bring Molly with me?
of course you do. Why would I?
I don't
any
know.
such privilege?
I just, that's, well, maybe things are going to turn out all right after all.
And you can see as a smile graces. She looks at you with a sort of sense of kindredness between the two of you. She seems to be developing. I trust that it will. Shantae has brought you to us. We shall tool implemented in the correct way. Anyway, you must be exhausted. Get your.
Indeed.
Okay. Ashby will be going to bed. If you'd like to, appreciate taking it. Oh yes, of course. Careful, Ashby. It's hot. Make sure you just touch the handle. There you go.
Heat doesn't generally bother me, sir. But thank you for your concern.
You're welcome. Are you going with Sister Lenora tomorrow?
That is the plan, yes.
Does that mean I'm in charge, sister? I'm in charge of the temple? Yes, of course it will be interesting you to look after the temple while we're away. Yes! Fantastic! Can I ask me? I'm going to bed as well. I'm going to brilliant dreams today. Right here in charge. He's in charge tomorrow.
Yes, and in better hands I don't think it could be.
Yes! And he sort of rushes ahead of you. Come on, I'll show you to him!
I'm right behind you. Good night, sister.
Good night, Ashby. Pleasant dreams. We shall forge some new soil tomorrow.
Thank you. Alright, Turkey, lead the way.
And he leads you past a sort of outside courtyard where you can see there's a couple of rooms off to the side. It's just a very sort of understated room, just your basic needs. Sort of writing desk, bed. There is a small sink there as well.
This might be the nicest room that I've had in a month.
Yeah, and you can see that there's a couple of plant pots, stuff like that was flourishing. One of them has like a lovely sort of sunflower, and the other one has a nice sort of flourishing orchid in it.
Oh, lovely. Thank you. Oh, Arky, will you come back by in about 10 minutes? I need to write a letter to Miss K.
Yes, anything for you, Ashby? Of course.
Thank you.
It's good to see you again, Ashby.
I know, it's so weird after like an hour, I mean.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, you're going to be helping Sister Laura. This is going to be so much fun for you. Bye, Ashby.
Bye.
With that in place, we'll skip back to the present moment in time. Karnak, Tara, and Serena, you find yourselves leaving Bearwing's Grand Shop, and you can see making their way from the village itself, the outer rim of Shay.
Well, okay, where do you think we should start looking? Probably not next to the temple.
Probably not next to the temple, no, but I honestly don't think they have such a thing here in Winterhaven.
But why not?
Have you seen the size of the village? They will not have a brothel here at all. I mean, they might. It might be like an underground thing, but you gotta ask the right people.
Don't like all villages have brothels?
Oh, look, there's Shay and Euromorn. Hey!
I'm
No,
waiting.
Tara, just...
Ermorn gives one just like motion of the hand as well.
I hope you've sorted out your errands.
Well, actually we haven't, but apparently that's not possible here.
Oh.
There is a certain place that Tara wants to visit.
Oh.
But...
Yes.
I'm sure they have it here. I mean...
Well, Kay said they didn't.
Well, I mean, what is it?
Yes, Tara,
A
what is
brothel.
it?
A brothel. She gets a little bit flush.
Ermorn just looks at her from the side like, really?
You'd have to ask around, I assume, Tara.
Yes. Not next to the temple, right? So maybe somewhere next to the tavern?
Maybe?
You know who might know? The shopkeeper in the shop that we just came from.
No, I'm not going back in there.
Well, do you want me to go ask him for you?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Oh.
We should probably take care of our peace bindings. I'd also like a few words with the wizard here, if possible.
Yes, that does seem wise.
You know what? Why don't you do that, and I will go ask Berwin if there is a brothel in town, huh?
Will you be fine on your own?
I'm sure he will be.
Okay, I trust you.
Shady bitch.
You guys watch as Kanaka makes a grunge, and you guys make your way to the center of the market square. You see the tower now just seems very sort of intimidating. Strong presence, shadow casting.
Bigger in this light.
It really is big.
It does stand out from the rest of the town.
It does.
So should we go in?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Ermor would go up and like open the doors.
Oh,
Yeah, you sort of make your way up these short stone steps, stone arch, and you sort of go to tug the door, and you notice that
I noticed what?
Duck.
I'm sorry.
it's
what did
locked.
you notice?
It,
Oh, it's locked. Okay, yeah.
but you do notice that there seems to be towards the right-hand side of the door, there seems to be this sort of circular clay stone with a face looking sideways.
Well, I could always break it down.
No.
But couldn't we just knock?
That seems
Maybe.
wise.
Ermor will put his knuckles up against the door and kind of just rap it a few.
Silent for a short period.
Oh.
Then all of a sudden,
Who's that? Who's that? Who's knocking on my door? Make yourselves known.
It's the party you met yesterday with the abandoned expectations. That's our name.
No, that's
we have a name now.
You sorted your hardship out. You think you need?
Well, we want the weapons because we need to go fight some kobolds.
No, that's okay. Well, very well.
and you hear a sort of snap, and a sort of a splash of arcane energy just flashes over the door, and it sort of opens slightly.
And we walk in.
Come on, hop all the way up on the top floor. Make your way. Don't take all day about it, you know.
Top floor.
And as you make your way in, you can see that there, directly in front of you, there's another sort of wooden door with a sort of doesn't seem to have any handle or anything like that on it. Anything to indicate how to open it. And then to the left, there is a spiraling staircase, cluttered with sort of cobwebs, and just looks particularly sort of distressed and ill looked after. Seem to lead up into the tower.
We were pretty suspicious of this fellow, right?
Yes.
How best that we proceed in an interrogation without forcing our hand too much. Any ideas?
I think we just have to keep an eye on him. He seems too powerful of a person to be in such a small town.
I thought so, exactly.
So, wait, are we still in the tower with him?
Yeah, we're like...
Yeah, you're
stairs,
literally in the entrance of the tower.
He's probably on the top floor, though. We're still on the bottom.
Oh, was he shouting down at us? I thought he was like down there.
You don't know where the voice was coming from.
Oh,
This is probably the
Okay.
clay little face thing.
let's just...
Yeah, I don't like him. Like, I don't know. He's creepy.
He was. He took our hair, and it's just not normal.
Yeah,
Power
well,
tends to corrupt people.
So we'll just be wary. We'll get our weapons. If we see anything interesting, we keep note of it, and we leave.
And at this point, as you guys are still standing at the bottom, you hear a voice.
No, come on! I don't have all. Make your way up.
Oh. I start walking up the stairs.
And as
Yeah.
you begin to walk, the door slams behind you. You continue to make your way up the stairs. You notice as you make your way up, the first floor and the second floor have a similar door with recognizable way to open it or get into the room beyond. Eventually, you come to the fourth floor, and you see that the door is open there, and it leads to some sort of bedroom. Sort of grey robes just lobbed anywhere and everywhere. Some of them sort of ragged, some of them sort of new and relatively unworn. It seems to be a very sort of unkept feeling to the tower itself. And eventually, you make your way up. The staircase comes to central, and you make your way up until the top level. When you find yourself there, you find a rickety wooden desk, sort of large circular window open to the sky above where he sort of sat, and there's sort of just lots of sort of odds and ends and different pieces of sort of fabric and material, and a couple of sort of maps thrown around everywhere. Lots of sort of quills and inkwells, and lots of sort of unfinished pieces of writing.
Yeah, very well. You finally managed to make your way up. Well, in a line then. In front. There's only 3 of you. Where's the rest of you?
I think they're busy.
Yes, there is.
They don't want to get that spell for then?
They didn't require it.
Wait, Savina's with us, right?
No, Savina has stayed with Karnaka.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Oh, me neither. Ooh.
Ominous.
Wait,
You-
has she? She has? Oh my god. That's probably a good idea, though.
Right. Yes, we have several friends who are on their own errands, and they don't require.
Very well, it's their choice, I suppose. Keep it in good keeping until they decide to come and get themselves. You have an adventure ship now? May I see it?
He wants to see the what?
Yeah, your
Where-
charter ship. Your
Oh, the
adventure
charter ship,
charter ship. Yes.
Here's the chart ship here. I pull it out.
So pass it over, and he just sort of inspects it. Look at Lord Pedro's seal. Oh, yes, very well. And he sort of he doesn't really want to break the seal, so he sort of puts his eye up to the side and sees he's sort of trying to look into it. Yes. Very well. Sort of chucks it back at you. That's the way that'll do. Right. I believe I have your spell focus around to. He sort of casts a gaze around the room and yes, sir. Look over here, yes, sir. As he heads over to sort of corner of the room and moves a bit of rummages around a little bit and comes back out with your sort of holly branch and sort of passage. There you go. And I suppose you'll be wanting your weapon and piece bound, is it?
Yes, please.
Oh, yes, we'll come to you. Don't worry about it. Very nice scimitar you've got. So, and he just sort of puts his hand to it, he rubs it, and you see as a sort of blue arcane energy sort of glows around the piece bound, and as he sort of pulls his arm away, the wrappings of the piece bound just sort of unwraps as he pulls his arm. Very good, just sort of chucks it away to the side. Yes, well, you're all done. Who's next then? I suppose probably you young half-orc. You're very
Yes.
keen to get this done and over with, I suppose, aren't you?
Yes, I am. So,
Let's have a look. And he does the same thing to you. So he puts his hand down and sort of American energy comes and sort of drags your piece band up. Yes, well, it's all done. A nice rapier, but I say myself. Right. Big man. Let's see what we've got. Come on then. It's a very fine weapon you have there. It's very much like to
Ermor's
inspect it
just
further.
staring at him like he obviously is suspicious of the man, and it is very known that he is suspicious of this man.
No. Well, I'll just remove the piece binding.
sort of arcane energy around the piece band. Drags it out.
There we go. You're free to go. I understand that you are to be taking care of a kobold problem. It's very, very gallant of you all. I mean, of course, I would take care of the kobold problem if it meant that I didn't have to pay 1,000 gold pieces myself. But yes. No. Just speak up, lad. What was you saying? Lad?
I don't know, just you must be quite powerful if you think you could have just killed all those kobolds so easily.
I'm just saying I could kill them easily. I can say that I understand. Sentient. That's all. I don't want to muddy myself with such work. No. Horrible. You see this sort of look of disgust on his face. No. Leave that to you fellows.
Oh, yes. One more thing. our friend did leave her earring with you. That was her spell focus. That was what
Yes, and
I want
I have
to
the
get.
bell from your other friend.
Oh,
I
yes.
should-
I'll take the bell.
I do not think so. I should keep them in safekeeping, and they should come in. I should return it to them themselves.
Please, we need any weapons we can against the kobold.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Give me my shit.
It's not even
Oh.
your spell focus. No, it cannot be. I said that I would return it to them themselves. I am a man of my word, and that's what I do.
Of course. That's only fair. Unless.
Fair, exactly. Whatever, unless. I don't like the sound of that.
Unless.
How about we trade some information for the those
Actually, I
items?
have a trade I would like to suggest.
What? There's no trade behind it. I'm not a shopkeeper. I go see Bear when it trades.
I want to pull out the little flask with his hair.
No, yes!
I will trade you your own hair for the spell purposes.
She's so smart.
The city girl. You can't do anything with my hair. I'm so
Well-
power enough to do anything. More than well. Keep it.
Well, maybe not yet, but I don't
Maybe
know.
it's not ever, I should imagine, but looking at you. You get good measure of people, I assure you. Now, you did mention something about the information. If there's any information that was important, then you should just tell me. You should be to trade with me. I'm representative of the crown.
It's information that we told Lord Pedrak, but not yourself. Why we're here.
What do you mean? The only thing you mentioned to Lord Pedrak is to take care of the kobolds. Your chieftain friend mentioned something about a cult that she was worried about. The same sort of thing that Sister Lenore has been raving about.
Yes,
Mentioned
but
nothing other.
we didn't tell him all the information, though.
Well, then you should be very disappointed in yourself, and you should march yourself back down out of my tower and tell him straight away. Or you can tell me, and I should inform him myself.
Could we get the spell focuses, though, as a reward?
You are attending to Botta, the voice of the king. What is wrong with you?
It's just, it would save a lot of time, and we have to kill these kobolds very soon.
If they want their spell focus back, they can come and get them. Stop trying to barter with. You might as well be bartering with the royal crown. What's wrong?
Ermorn will just place a hand on Shay, saying that this is not working out very well for us.
Now, if you have information, you must tell me now.
Um,
And you see he sort of straightens his back up a little bit, makes himself a little bit taller.
the cult wanted to recruit Belak the Outcast.
If we had real information, that was, I mean, a honest to goodness evil cult in or around Winterhaven in more than 100 years. Why are you getting these strange ideas? You been talking to Sister Lord Nora? Has she been leading you astray?
No?
I've never heard of a Belak either.
Can I roll insight?
Oh, yeah, get that insight, bad boy.
You remember what insight?
Can
Oh, fuck!
Oh, no!
Yeah, get that
You get the
inside.
impression that he's very sort of frustrated with you, and you get
He's
the feeling
always
that
frustrated, though.
he's getting the feeling that you're starting to waste his time.
Fine. We'll just leave. He won't give us the spell focuses, so we should tell Savina and Karnaka to get them themselves.
Yes, tell them to make their way here. And there is one thing, actually. The kobolds. I have noticed they insurgence of magical energy in the Crag Canyon. It's probably nothing. Kobolds probably learn how to cast city fireballs or something like that. If I learn any more, I will. Make sure you come see me before you leave. I have something to give you.
Okay.
Right, well, be off for you. And he starts waving your hand. Go.
Okay.
Business to take care of, you know.
Ermorn stands there for a minute and then leaves shortly after.
Give him the stink eye.
Yeah, remorse,
Yeah.
muscle.
Yeah, he just completely just turns his back on you, sits down back at his desk, and going back to whatever work he's taking care of. It's completely sort of blanks for you.
Sarah, are you coming?
Yes, I am. Why didn't he take my trade? I'm not happy.
I thought information would have been a bit helpful, but he just seemed really angry.
Yeah. He's not very nice.
Yeah. I think he needs a break, to be honest. He seems a little bit overworked.
Probably.
Well, I don't like him.
He's very tense.
Yes. Well, I guess we got to tell Kanaka and Savina. Okay.
Yes. Maybe they have information.
Yes.
Okay, and
Transition.
with that, the camera pans round to Kanaka and Savina. Savina, are you making your way into Bearwin's with Kanaka?
No, I'm like staying outside trying to spy on them.
Are you trying to spy on them? Okay,
Yeah.
make a stealth check.
Oh
Get it,
boy.
girl. Get it, girl.
Oh,
Oh, damn!
Damn.
wow.
Well, damn.
It's that natural quietness. It just lets me sort of phase into the back.
Kanaka, you make your way back into Bearwin's store. Oh! As the bell rings in the door. Oh, welcome to Bearwin's Grand Shop! So, it's you again. Very well, and very nice to see you. Please, make yourself comfortable. Have you decided to trade after all?
No, I decided to come and talk about other things.
Ah, other things. Well, what exactly is it would you like to talk about?
Well, for one thing, I decided to get rid of the dead weight I was carrying around with me.
Oh.
Secondly,
What do you mean dead weight? What exactly do you mean dead weight?
the other 2 squares that I bought.
Well, it seems quite an unfair figure. You know, adventuring party.
Not really, more of a pain in the ass than anything else.
I see.
On the way out of here, I couldn't help but hear my native tongue being spoken to me. How did a half-elf come to learn the language of the Inferno?
Well, that is a story and a half. But I mean, in its simple form, it was a companion of mine, Tiefling. Used to adventure with me. So what was his name again? Astar, he called himself. And quite full of himself, as you can imagine, was his name.
Aren't all we tieflings? We are full of it.
Well, I mean, you are certainly magnificent and marvelous
We
beings,
are.
that's for sure. Yes, well, like I said, I traveled to the star. You could say that we traveled the stars almost. Anything but the stars, actually, probably. Yes, it was a marvelous, fantastic fighter. I like to learn as I sort of go along, and I learned the language of Infernal from him. Oh, it filled me with great passion and, yes, great understanding.
It is a very difficult language to wrap a non-native tongue around.
No, such a talented gentleman such as myself.
I'm
Yes.
sure.
I'm not saying it came easily. Just takes perseverance, you know. And he sort of slams his fist into his. Yeah, it's perseverance. Do you know much about perseverance? Have you struggled in life? How is it that you are a tiefling in the first place? You people always have such magnificent stories behind.
We do have such magnificent stories, but unfortunately I do not know mine. I was orphaned when I was very, very young.
Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that.
That's
I mean-
absolutely fine.
It must have been a tragic existence for you. No wonder you find yourself now gallivanting across the in search of adventure. Such a marvelous thing, adventure, don't you think?
I don't really search for friendship with any group that I'm traveling with currently. I'm just trying to make it one day at a time, going from town to town, and if there are needs that need to be met within this town, I am quite a capable caster. And I carry quite the reputation.
A reputation? Please enlighten me. I would love to.
I don't really carry the best of reputations.
I'm getting slightly confused at the moment, but I may perhaps expand upon your history, your story, the things that you like to delve into.
I collect a lot of magic items.
Oh.
I've met a lot of magical people in my life. Just looking for the more powerful ones. And I was just wondering if you heard anything lately that I may be able to, find these powerful people or these powerful items.
I'll make a persuasion check.
Persuasion. I'm going to use my inspiration.
Well, I mean, it depends what sort of power you're looking for.
I say to him in Infernal, the dark kind.
And you can see he has a slight sort of smirk. Wow. He sort of talks back to you in the dark kind is easiest to find. Perhaps if you were to give me some time, perhaps I find something of interest to you. And he sort of leans forward on the desk at this point, a hand to his chin.
I mirror him. I do exactly the same thing. I lean forward on my chin.
Well, is that something that interests you? Is that something that you would be looking for? I can certainly see if. Yes. I can.
Kay smiles wickedly and replies to him in Infernal. Absolutely, my friend.
Good, good. Well, I mean, how long are you in town for?
Well, I need to leave for a couple of days to sort out this cold problem for fucking Lord up in the manor. But, I will hopefully return within the week. Perhaps we could have a meeting come then?
I would certainly look forward to it, my dear. It has been an absolute pleasure to meet one of your kind. And he sort of steps from behind the counter and sort of gives you a slight bow, keeping his eyes locked onto yours.
Pleasure doing business with you, Berwin.
I see this as a beginning of a fruitful relationship.
I'm sure it will be. I'm going to click my fingers and I'm going to make Volatoi fly onto my shoulder.
Such flamboyant magic. Fascinating. Where, what?
And he starts speaking to you. He's speaking to you in common again at this point.
Where exactly is it that you get this power from?
Oh, I have a very, very powerful patron who watches over me.
You are a warlock, then?
I am a warlock, yes, but I prefer to keep that on the hush.
Yeah, we will discuss
Between me and you, huh?
Yes, of course. Don't let Valfoon know.
Oh.
He's not, they're not
The most
biggest
miserable
fans.
of
Yes,
bastards.
of course. Well,
Of course, darling, you don't need to tell me twice.
yes.
Trust me,
Anyway.
I know. But, before I leave, Berwin, is there perhaps a brothel here in Winterhaven, my little half-orc friend? They get a bit rowdy.
Lord Vader, indeed. You have
But
to
there
look
isn't?
elsewhere. No.
Sad times. Okay, thank you very much, Berwin.
Oh, it's my pleasure, darling.
I
Please.
take his hand in mine, and I give it a very nice, subtle shake, and keep eye contact with him.
And as you do, he sort of grabs your hand, brings it to his lips, kisses.
It has been a pleasure. I look forward to our next meeting.
As do I.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Good evening, Berwin. And I leave.
Savina?
I just look
Actually-
at Savina and I say, follow.
Oh, well.
Did we hear any of that?
Sorry, you cut out. What did you say?
Did you hear any of that? I want to make sure that we're far enough away from Berwin's shop.
I was just waiting inside.
Did you hear any of that discussion that I just had with you?
I mean, not particularly.
I believe this gentleman is very fucking shady.
You think he could be part of the problem?
I am not sure yet. I have a strong feeling towards it, yes, but until I have another meeting with him to go take care of these fucking kobolds first. But I want to come back here and I want to speak to him more.
Well, I would recommend, if anything, that while we're here, we not be alone.
Is that why you followed me?
I was worried about you.
You happy with that, Konaka? Anything you want to do?
She's so like.
I was
touched
like,
by
did
the
I just
sentiment.
She's
disconnect?
like,
I thought the same thing.
Yeah,
Maybe Steph did.
yeah, I think. Dave.
That's true.
Yep, she's gone.
Yeah.
She had started to get robot-y there at the end. So.
Yeah, she was so touched by the sentiment that she just got knocked off and discarded.
Yeah, that must be it.
Hello?
Hello.
Steph.
Hello?
No.
She joining us?
No. No, I think this is genuine.
That's
She's
really bad.
typing.
Normally she. I was going to say normally she at least.
Oh no. I mean, she's had that before.
Guessing she's going to move to a mobile.
Probably.
Tech issues, guys. Sorry.
It's fine.
Hi, carry on.
Ah,
I'm on my phone. I'm on my
Yay.
phone.
yeah, I thought it would be. Okay, so Savina has indicated that she didn't want you to be alone.
It was really sweet.
I appreciate the sentiment, Savina, but you don't need to worry about me. I can take care of myself.
I still think it's a good idea.
Very well. I mean, two heads are better than one, even if one is a necromancer. But
I get
But,
visibly sad when you say that.
hey, look, it wasn't up to me. I mean, you make your own decisions. You're a grown woman. Doesn't mean all of us are going to agree with them. Look, let's move on. I want to tell the others, and we need to go sort out these fucking kobolds.
Right.
Savina, give me the sad puppy eyes.
Yeah, and as you make your way out from Berwin's Grand Shop, you notice slightly disgruntled Shay and Tara making their way out of Valthrune's tower within the market square.
Are you okay?
Well, he was super stupid. He wouldn't give us your spell focuses.
Yes, he was just as frustrated as ever. Wasn't helpful at all.
You have
he
to
does have a
go on
lot-
yourself.
He has a lot of weird doors in his house, though.
Wait, he wouldn't give you our spell focuses? Why?
No.
No, he wouldn't. Because he's stupid.
He is.
Did you figure out if there's like...
Does that mean I have to go talk to the fucking wizard myself?
Well, I mean, and Savina, because he never gave us back Savina's bell either.
Ugh, Jesus fucking Christ.
He wouldn't
Just-
even swap for his own hair.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot you did that. Okay, fine. Let's go get this over with quick. I mean, I don't really need mine. I didn't really give him my real one, but I do want that earring back, so...
Okay, what did the guys...
Oh, unfortunately, there is no brothel here, Tara. I'm sorry. We have to go elsewhere to find one.
Oh.
Okay, let's leave.
Okay. I would like to get my spell focus first, and
Yes,
I would
yes.
also...
Okay.
I would also like to leave a message for Ashby before we leave, okay?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wait. There was, Valfrane did say we had to go to him before we left to fight the kobolds because he had a thing for us.
Right.
Maybe
Okay.
while you and Savina up there, you can get that, and we can
Wasn't
leave.
he going to give us like healing potions and stuff?
Maybe. I can't remember. Yes, I don't know. He said he wanted to give us something before we left, and obviously
Yes.
we need to
Yes.
get more supplies that we need as well. So
Well, okay, fine. Kay dips into her pocket and takes out 5 gold and gives to Shane. Just says, "Get rations if we need them. Get some other shit too. I don't know what the fuck we take on trips like these."
We take healing. Always healing. All the healing.
Well, Lord Pedrick said that he would sort us out with some healing potions, so hopefully this is what the old guy's going to give us now, okay?
Yes, we will do that.
Go get some rations, and we'll see you in a second.
Okay.
Good.
She will go to the
I guess we go see Valthrun.
Yeah, that's what you and Amina would like to do. So you step into the shadow of the sort of intimidating stone tower. What'd you do once you stood in front of it?
I'm gonna impatiently bang at the door.
As you still bang the door?
What is it? All these interruptions? My word.
Hey,
A sort of voice comes out from your sort of right-hand side.
Wizard, Valthrun, Valerie.
It's Valthrun. I suppose you are the other two? The Tiefling and the redhead?
Indeed. Can we
very well.
You see as the door just sort of flings open this sort of arcane magical energy.
Fucking hell. I go up, and I'm not very happy about it because there are a lot of stairs. Why does he have to fucking live all the way at the fucking top of the tower, for fuck's sake?
Did you want a hand?
No, I'm fine. I have a stick, and I'm sure there is a handrail in here.
There is not.
Maybe if you stand on the inside so I don't fall down the middle, that would be most appreciated.
Yeah. And you guys see the same stuff. You guys seen? You make your way. It almost feels abandoned, the tower, to a certain extent. It seems to be that sort of well unkept, at least especially with the sort of lower levels. At least the stairs, once you get to the top levels, they seem to have a little bit of a sort of sweep, but there's still sort of cobwebs and everything tangled around. You guys eventually make your way to the top floor, where you can see Valthrun sat at his desk.
Very well, come in.
He sort of starts to get up there very sort of slowly, his age showing in his movements.
Come on, hurry up, we haven't got all day.
I'll be the one to tell you to travel up, not you. Now, line up in front of me. No mumbling, please. No sighing either, Christ. Right, we'll deal with you first then, my dear, since this one seems to be in an irritable mood. It's yours. It's a bell, I believe, wasn't it? It's a bell of
Yes.
Right, so just bear with me a second. And he just sort of goes to his desk, opens one of the drawers. No, not that one. It must be this one. Opens the same drawer. Ah, yes. And you just hear this slight tink of your bell that you recognize. That's very... Oh, yes. Interesting. Very fine piece of equipment. May I ask, what magic school is it that you study?
A little bit of everything. I don't actually have my school yet.
You don't have a...
It just looks at you sort of confused, like...
You're the ones that take care of the kobolds. You know what sort of magic you'd like to focus in?
She likes to dabble in a lot of everything.
Right, well, I mean, there's your... Yes, there's your bell anyway. It was very nice. I am interested in a lot of magical studies. If you do want to discuss any magical practices or anything with me, I'd be more than willing to discuss them in the future.
And you can see he has this sort of genuine sort of level of excitement in his face.
That's actually very kind of you.
Of course, yes. I was such a beautiful young figure like yourself, you know. Yes. Anyway, we'll take care of the troublemaker now, shall we? Right. Focus. Right. Yes. Your focus wouldn't actually have any. Also, you actually lied to me. As he's sort of poking his finger right towards your nose at this point. Now, Lord Pedrak has decided to put his trust in you. And I trust Lord Pedrak. But you do not lie to me again.
Kay has like a huge grin on her face.
Yes, very funny, very funny.
Can
isn't it?
assure you, I have no idea what you mean. That is my spell focus.
Well, I can assure you that I will not be giving it to you because it has no magical whatsoever, and I think that you'll be fine with that.
So you're just going to steal my property instead?
No.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal, and you can probably get arrested for
It's
it.
not legal. I would not be arrested. Let it happen.
You
I
are
am
withholding my
taking your
equipment, and
property
I have an
in the name
adventurous
of
chartership, so
Cormia.
I am entitled to get my property back from you.
You are entitled to whatever I tell you. You are entitled to.
I'm pretty
No.
sure only Lord Pedro can do that.
You're pretty wrong. Perhaps you should learn the customs of a country before you come and visit it.
Perhaps
Rather
I
than
didn't
landing
know I was
flat in the
coming
face
here.
by teleportation.
You could tell that to Grania Mary Greymelkin. She was the one who fucking teleported us
I
here.
would certainly like to meet this guy, Malcolm. Quite a powerful being to teleport you all in such a manner. You can see he's a little bit lost at this point. Yes.
Perhaps we can introduce you to her one day. I'm sure she'd love you as much as we do.
Well, I mean, it would be very nice of you if you could, actually. I'm always interested in the study of magical beings.
We will certainly try our best.
What exactly is your magical source, anyway? It's a little bit more complicated. I can't quite read you as well as some of the other ones.
Oh, it's inherent. You know, it's within me.
Sorcerer, is it?
Yes, sorcerer.
All right.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, he's sort of biting his lip as he sort of looks you over, sort of giving you a sort of a very investigative look.
Please draw a picture. It will last longer, all right?
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you've got time, I would certainly... I'm
No,
not,
I do not. Wait. We're getting off topic here. The companions that we come here with, they said you had something else to give us before we bugger off and deal with these kobolds.
Your companion should learn to listen to me, but I will give you tomorrow. Upon your leaving, I will seek you out and I will give you something. Along with Von Cuffle when he hands over your potions or whatever it is that you've asked for.
Well, they didn't bloody say that. So it's their fault, not mine.
Oh, well, there we are then. Are we done? Is it enough? Unless you wish to
Yes.
stay so that I can enjoy a portrait. I'm sure I've got some artist implements. He starts to sort of searching his desk and around the sort of area. I see as he grabs his massive canvas. Yes, sir, I've got a canvas. You stay?
You know,
Draw
as
her
much as I
like
would love
your-
to. Draw me like one of your infernal girls. As much as I would love to say, I need to get going, though Savina might actually pose for you instead. She's done a lot of nude modeling in her time, she has told me.
Oh, no.
So
I've pretty much got her figured out. She's a wizard. You know, I study you more intently. Right where your magical source is coming from.
You're a little too old for me, I'm afraid, but I'm going to get going. Savina, would you come along?
Right.
Oh,
I shall never understand tieflings. You know. Marvelous face. Oh, I was get back to work, I suppose.
Good evening, Valthrun.
Yes. This is evening already. My, how time flies. And as he sort of gazes out into his sort of large circular window, seems to get lost in a second looking at the sky. As you guys make your way down. Is there anything you want to do as you make your way down the stairs?
Push Karnaga down the stairs.
I did tell them about the doors that were mysterious doors along the way.
Yeah.
Are any of them open?
Nope.
Well,
Boo.
what would you like to do?
Nothing. No, I'm not. No, I don't want to open any of them. You know, you should learn to loosen up a bit, Sabina. You need to have a laugh once in a while.
I have plenty of laughs.
Couldn't take a joke up there just now. Not my fault you did any nude modeling when you were... Well, how old are you?
I'm 20.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, I'm very sorry I said that. I thought you were way older. This is awkward. I'm going to.
Funny.
This is awkward. I'm going to walk over. You're like young enough to be my daughter.
Okay, cool. Kanaka, you can take some inspiration. More for your interaction with Berwin earlier, rather.
Oh,
Yes.
oh, I spent that on him, but thank you.
Oh yeah. Okay, it's cool. You can have some inspiration.
Yes.
Whatever.
Let's go. Run to the end.
Let me. I'll need to put Ashby's token on the map, or else I don't. Ash, can you see anything?
No.
No.
No,
Just,
I can't see it.
put
Oh,
you
there
there.
it is.
It's there, but it's not there.
Kay jumps on him immediately.
Yeah, so you guys walk into the inn itself, and you can see that the same patrons that were there the night before seem to be settled in. Eileen and the sort of dwarven gentleman seem to be engaged in some sort of arm wrestling fight that the dwarven gentleman seems to be winning quite easily, and then and it's like, no, just go again. They seem to be going seriously at that. Often Selvina herself, well, welcome back, fellas. It's lovely to see you again. Now, obviously, you guys are paid up to see you through another night. If there's anything that you need, just please let me know, and she'll sort it out for you.
Of course.
So, I have an itch to scratch. Like, who do I talk to?
What kind of itch would that be, my dear?
Well, that kind of itch.
I'm afraid I'm not quite following with you. You might have to explain a little bit more.
Be a bit more specific,
I'm not familiar
too
with
specific.
the itches of half-orcs.
No. Women have needs too,
I'm
Right.
like-
I mean, I hear you there, sister.
Sister.
Now, what are you looking for? A brothel? And she's sort of leaning
Well-
over and sort of whispering to you at this.
I know there isn't one, but yes, kind of.
You're not gonna find that here, I'm afraid, love. You'd have to go to somewhere like Arabelle, one of the biggest cities, to find a brothel.
Damn it! Why did we not go to Arabelle?
Hey, well, I mean, there's no need to get so upset about it. I'm sure that you can hold yourself together for a little while longer.
Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
She's having some trouble.
Having problems right now.
Whatever, get me a whiskey.
Of course. I mean, the young tiefling lady put down enough money. Was it Miss K? Was that Miss K? Is that who you wanted to call you?
Give her whatever she wants. Well, not whatever she wants.
I most certainly won't be giving her exactly what she wants, but I can get her a whiskey. There we are. I don't think I actually got your name last time, darling. What was it?
My name's Tara.
Tara? That's such a beautiful name. A little bit of advice, if I can.
Try it.
I would advise you not to get too close to Fair. And you see as she points towards the dwarf, and he's not a big fan of orcs. I wouldn't want to see you make him even more uglier than he already is. So if you could stay away from him, that would be fantastic.
I'll do my best.
That's very kind of you. Is there anything I can get the rest of young Miss K put down enough money so we can all have tonight and probably for the rest of your stay, if I'm being honest?
Maybe just an apple cider for me, please.
Whiskey will be
Coming right
fine.
up. Another whiskey. Man, you guys certainly do like your whiskey. I'm gonna see if I can get some more shipment in soon.
I will have a tea.
He's such a sweetheart. I love
He
that.
like imposes in between everyone.
Tara will look
Your
like
mother.
Grimmer in a very long turn away.
Are you sure you don't want something stronger than tea, Yoramon?
No,
Please,
guys, don't force them, gentlemen. If he wants a tea, he can have tea. You let him have what he wants. And he
is
gives
made
you a
from
wink
the
at that
earth
point.
and the trees. Very strong.
Yeah, and
I'm
she gives
sorry.
you a wink as she sort of stands up for you.
She has closed one eye at me. I am unsure what this means.
Oh, now and she
Where's
just
the
waves her hand.
tea?
You're such a sweetheart. I'll get you your tea.
It means she also
What did you say, love?
nothing.
Okay. And yeah, she gathers all your drinks together. She gives you your tea first, and gives you the massive, nice, ornate sort of china cup.
He
It's
holds
probably
it
one of her
very
better.
gingerly with two of his little nails.
It's so cute.
What would you guys like to do? How are you guys settling
Mm,
Can I speak to you guys in a quiet area?
Right, you wanted to go private,
yes.
didn't you?
Aren't we going to go to one of the rooms?
Either somewhere in a room or just a quiet corner where no ears can be listening to us.
There's a lot of ears in here.
If you want to, I can go over and the dwarves, then nobody
No,
will notice.
I do not think that will be. Let's just go to my room.
Okay.
Yes.
As you guys are making your way up the stairs, Savina and Shay need you to make wisdom saving throws.
Oh,
That stupid wizard.
This fucking pervy
Fucking
old
asshole.
bastard.
kind of want to fail just to see what happens.
Oh,
Sorry.
What did
Yeah,
I
you
get?
begin-
I'm not on the page.
You got
fail.
a critical fail.
Ah,
You
shit.
both begin to feel the sort of presence of something watching you, independently, of course. And that feeling sort of lingers with you both. The idea that something is sort of following your movements, keeping an intent eye on you as you guys make your way up the stairs towards Kanaka's room.
Look, come on, just come in. Be quiet. Quickly, come on.
Yes. Can I sit on your bed?
No.
I will sit on her bed.
I give her like the mum stare, like the evil eye, like so annoying.
I don't know about everyone else, but is anyone else feeling like we're being watched? I just got the weird sensation.
Well, I had a feeling that the other day, but there was no one behind me. So
Exactly. Do you think it's the wizard?
Maybe.
Uramon, have you had any tingliness? He didn't take any of your hair? You don't have hair. What do you have? Did he take anything from you?
No, I was unmolested by this man.
Word choice.
Phrasing.
Yes.
I have felt fine.
Hmm.
This tea is making me tingly, but that's a
Oh.
different story.
What kind of a tea is?
Maybe that's the itch you need to
Very
tie tea.
earthy. Yes, do you have an itch? I have sharp nails if you would like me to scratch something.
Well, that is not the kind of itch I was. But if you wanted to help out, I guess that could work.
Erwin is just, he takes a sip of his tea and then looks over. Well, I will make sure to not dig too deep.
No, oh God.
Don't
Jormon.
worry about it.
Wow.
Well, if you didn't have inspiration, you would have earned it.
Love it. Anyway, aside from
Well-
that conversation, Karanaka,
We
is
can
yours?
wait until we have.
I'm sorry, I'm just really thrown off by the Dragonborn and the Half-Orc right now. This is just kind of gross, but no, sorry. Yes. You know that Tara, you know
Yes.
the shopkeeper who we went to see the other day.
Yes.
You know how I went back to him and asked him if they had a brothel here or whatever.
Yes, I know. I was there.
Yes. And you know how he said to us when we left, he spoke to me in a weird language that you did not
Yes,
understand.
can we speed this up, please?
Look, I think the shopkeeper is fucking evil. I don't know how to say it. I think he's fucking shady.
What did he do? But I mean,
Well-
you said.
well,
but what did he do?
He hasn't done anything, but the language that he spoke to me in was Inferno. This is my native language, my native tongue.
Mm-hmm.
But from my experience, the only people that speak Inferno are those of the shady type and Infernals themselves, tieflings,
Okay.
demons, what have you. Now, I told him I had talents and I am a capable caster of sorts. And I told him that I was after any work or information about the town or whatever. And he asked me what kind of magic I was after. And I said the dark kind. And then he got like this really fucking sexy look in his eye. And he was like, oh yes, the dark kind, that kind of thing. Whatever. I think he may be working with the cult that is here in Winterhaven. I don't have any proof.
But isn't that technically a good thing? Wouldn't that mean that now we have a contact?
Well,
Wait.
Yes, I would like to question him.
shh.
No.
Wait, no, not today, not now.
No. It's a lead. It's a start. Because maybe finding out where the cult is. Because so far we've had no luck.
Well,
Anyway.
this is the thing. He said that the dark kind is the easiest to find, and he said to give him some time, and I said that we were going to sort out these fucking kobolds, and I said I'd be back within a week, and maybe I don't know, maybe I come back and go speak to him about it. The thing is, I am here for a reason, and I mean to do as my patron has asked me.
And we will help.
I don't want whatever I saw to happen to Winterhaven, okay? Especially not whilst we're here, not whilst Ashby is here. Okay?
So we still go after the kobolds and then deal with him later.
Yes.
Just to keep him off our tails for now. I can't go back there every day and be like, hey, you got anything else for me?
That seems, yeah. That would be weird.
Do
So
not
I say-
forget, Kanaka, we also have stake in this. It is not just your vision that we're trying to prevent, you know. Myself
am
and Shay
aware
are
of
equally
that.
concerned.
I am aware of that. And I believe we've got a you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours kind of situation going.
Is there something in the beds that are making all of you so itchy? I don't understand.
But actually, speaking of beds, come on, let's get naked.
Oh, God. No, Tara, look.
What?
We will, I promise you, we will find you someplace. But now is not the time. There are things that need to be taken care of.
Right now, though?
No, not in your...
But do they need to be taken care of right now? No, right? So
well, we're
the
leaving
harm?
tomorrow, are
And
we
he
not?
offered. Well, it won't.
I don't think Urumon understood the euphemisms he was saying by accident.
What?
Urumon, would you like to get naked with Tara and get out of my room?
What?
Do you want to have sex is the question.
He just like looks at her for a moment and takes a very long sip of his tea.
Tara, you need to understand that Uramon isn't the best with his words, and he hasn't integrated into like this society too well. And he says things. He says some things.
He doesn't get metaphors.
No, he does not.
I think I will continue the drinking of my beverage, fully clothed.
Well, whatever. But that was not like teas.
I'm sorry. And he takes another big long sip.
You know, this has turned out to be a very strange evening.
Whatever. I'm going to bed.
Yes, we should rest up before tomorrow.
Yes.
I would like to speak to that elf actually downstairs. She keeps sitting here, and she might know something about the area we're going to, so I might ask a question.
Would you
Maybe I
like company?
If you wish, maybe I could try and see if she knows anything about the cult either, but, I'll be subtle about it.
Right. You subtle. Very
I smile.
good. All right. Sabina, I'd probably say give Tara 10 minutes before you go to bed.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back.
Kay winks at
downstairs.
Tara and and follows Shay downstairs.
Savina, you said you're going to go downstairs as well?
Yeah.
How is Savina feeling after she obviously overheard? She said sort of Kanako explained why.
No, she seemed very forthright. It was more just like, I'm gonna double check these facts real quick. Kanako was forthright, so there's no suspicion there.
Cool. Uramon, you going to join the
No,
downstairs?
he's just gonna sit in his room for a while and drink his tea.
Yeah, you're sitting in your room for a while, drinking your tea. You hear a little bit of moaning.
Oh.
He gets increasingly uncomfortable.
Kanaka, Shay, Savina, you guys head downstairs together.
Okay.
Making my way
Damn
downstairs.
it. Just opened up Premiere. Okay, so I'm going to go talk to this elf. Her name is, I forget her name.
Ninarin.
Nina. Cool. All right. Should we go together, or do you think that'll be too threatening time? Should we be a bit more casual?
You know what? You're the leader. I'm going to let you decide. I'm going to get a drink at the bar.
Good idea. Get her one as well. I don't know what she likes. I just sit next to Nina.
Yeah, as you begin to approach, you see as she sort of encroaches into the corner,
I wave
sort
at
of
her.
shade a little bit more, and she sort of turns her body away from you.
Hello, Ninarin, I believe.
Yes, I am Ninarin.
My name is Shay Lanate. I put my hand out for a handshake.
And she just sort of looks you up and down. I really don't care.
Oh, well, I mean, okay. So, my party and we've been tasked to slay some kobolds on the outskirts of this town.
Please, I just come here to drink in peace.
Of course. I'm sorry, we don't mean to interrupt. It's just, we know that you're familiar with the surrounding area, and we just needed to know if you had any advice you could give us. We're not familiar. We're new to Cormier.
What do you want to know?
I don't know, like, we faced them once before. I mean, if you know any of their, like, tactics when it comes to maybe traps or formations, anything like that?
Do I look like someone who just goes out and hunts kobold? My job is to keep an eye on the local area, not to rile them up.
Of course. I just thought you might have more information that could be useful to us in our excursion. I just look over to Karnaka, like, with his face of, I'm not doing well.
I just sat there giving her a thumbs up and drinking whiskey.
What are you doing?
I'm asking you questions.
What do you know? I assume that you are part of an adventuring band that's going to go and take care of the kobolds for Lord Pedro.
Of course, yes. That's what we've been asked to do.
And may I ask, where exactly are you?
Did you say where we're from? You cut it there for a second.
Yeah, where are you from?
Oh, well, we are all from near, kinda. I don't really remember where we're all from, but we came from Neverwinter.
I see. What exactly brings you to Winter? I assume you haven't come specifically to destroy the kobolds.
We were just kind of on our way.
Is that so?
Yeah.
And she's sort of looking at you quizzically. Do you intend to stay for long?
As long as necessary.
As necessary, you have some purpose, intent there.
It's kind of a secret. Not like a bad secret, it's just like it's a party secret.
Right. Okay.
We have a job, and we want to get it done, and be on our way.
You mean the kobolds?
Of course, yes, the kobolds.
What did Lord Pedro do?
Just that if we did the job, we would receive our permission to carry our weapons, because we
He
didn't
told you
have
that he was going to give you a guide.
a guide. Yes, we were
Why
gonna
the
have
hell?
some,
Why are you talking to me?
because we were told that you're quite smart about the area, and I just thought it would be helpful. I'm sorry if I disturbed you. It wasn't my intention. I'm new to the city. I'm a little bit flustered.
And you'll see as a sort of elvish is just she's getting a little bit frustrated.
Look, you'll probably be given Elias Dodge, who knows the area.
Oh.
He'll see if I can drink in peace, unless it's something you help.
Of course. Thank you for your time.
I wouldn't advise keeping secrets.
It's not like a secret. It's just,
Does Lord Pedrak or Valfrone?
Yes, they are aware.
Well, I suppose that's the main thing.
Yes, it's not really a secret, is it?
No, it isn't, is it?
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Enjoy your drink. I'll just walk away.
Yes.
Bye.
Yes, please. Bye.
Bye.
Idiot.
Come back. Come over. I was floundering.
Sabina, have you sort of sat next to Kanaka? Just watching that all unfold as well?
Yeah, sorry, I had to run to the bathroom.
It seems like you're doing great over there. Did you learn anything?
No, she was really cagey.
Well, you know what they say about elves. No offense.
What did they say?
Nothing. If you haven't heard anything, neither have I.
Well, okay. No,
Well,
she
you
really-
know,
She did tell me that she told our guide for tomorrow would most likely be someone called Elias Dodge. Excuse me, I kind of waved down to the barmaid.
Oh, hello, my dear. How can I be?
Hello. Would you happen to know an Elias Dodge?
Oh, a scoundrel of a fellow. Dodge. Good looking for his age, I have to say. Yeah, caused a bit of an uproar here. 7 years. Tried to steal one of the Lord's horses. Lord Pedrak, in his mercy, rather than removing the thief's hand, he decided that he would take this Elias Dodge into his service. And, he's been quite the useful fellow. Very resourceful.
Great. I just look at Karnaka and Sylvia.
he sounds shady. I like him already.
Yeah, he has the shady. Yeah, he's a nice guy. I like Mr. Dodge.
Do you like him, or do you like him?
Oh, no, come on, Miss K. Don't tease a girl like that. There's no need for that.
I'm just saying, I'll put a good word in for you if you do like him.
Oh, maybe Tara will like him.
I think Tara's liking herself at the moment.
Oh.
Yeah, and at that point you can see as some sort of dust and stuff is coming from the roof.
Lands in my drink.
Ooh.
You know what? I think we're going to have a very long day ahead of us tomorrow. I'm going to
Yes.
have one more drink, and
Certainly seems like at least one of the party will be nice and relaxed.
I'm gonna go to bed now then. Okay, good night everyone.
And
Good
good night,
night,
my
Shay.
darling. She has such wonderful hair. Such a marvel.
she does. I really want to cut it off, but I shouldn't. I won't.
Now, is there anything I can get for the two of you?
I was just wondering if you could tell me anything more about Berwin. How long has he been in the village for?
Oh, I mean, Berwin must have arrived similar time to Mr. Dodge, actually, about 7 years.
Years ago. And did he open the shop straight away, or did it take a bit of time to open?
I mean, he pretty much stood up shop straight away.
Well, he must have had a lot of money in order to quite a
Well, I
grand
mean,
shop.
You're probably better off talking to Flag Coalstrike. He did some business with Berwin when he first sort of moved in. They don't necessarily have the best relationship, but he probably know a little bit more about Berwin's going on.
That is very good to know. Thank you very much, Selva.
Of course, yo. I mean, of course, the shop that he owned used to actually belong to someone else before he arrived.
Oh, really? Who did it belong to?
Yeah, I mean, it used to belong to old Sarah.
To old
Bless her
Sarah.
heart. She still passes by the shop every morning.
And what does this old Sarah do now?
Oh, I mean, she's pretty much just retired. She likes to pop in, like I said. Grand shop, as it's called now, every morning. Check that everything's going.
Do you know where I could find this old Sarah?
Yeah, of course. She just lived in a house, live in an apartment in the village. Yeah, you can just find her down there. She's got she's the one with the nice, brightly colored red door, nice wooden look to the whole thing.
That is wonderful. Thank you very much, Selva.
That's all right. You're welcome.
Red door. Notes are really hard to write. Red door. Okay.
I mean, like I said, if you wish to know more about Berwin, maybe talk to Fair. I mean, he probably won't give you. They have a little bit of hostility, but he certainly knows more about Berwin's business when he first arrived in the village.
That will prove very useful in the coming week. I appreciate it.
You're more than welcome, my dear.
Could I have one more whiskey before I turn in for the evening?
You certainly can. Just
Thank
make sure
you.
you don't spill it on those lovely bed sheets upstairs. Taking it up.
Oh, please. With alcohol, I'm careful. I am with my own self.
All right. And Miss Savina, is there anything that I can?
I'll just have water.
Just the water tonight. A little bit too much last night was. Or you're looking a little bit shifty when you're making your stairs. Good that you have some nice friends to help you.
Yeah, it was an unpleasant morning.
Yeah, you were certainly knocking them back. I'll just go. Take it easy tonight. Make sure you get some. I mean, hopefully you'll be able to get some rest. You just see as she sort of looks up towards the ceiling to where Tara's bedroom's above.
Yeah, I'm gonna be down here for a few minutes.
Probably best, dear. Probably best. Cool. Is there anything that anyone would like to do tonight?
Nope.
No. Kay would just like to write down a notebook about all the names that she's learned and stuff and all the things that she's learned. And, yeah, just in her book of shadows.
Cool. So you guys are able to finish your rest. The benefits of a long rest.
Oh, Alex, you've cut out.
I was just saying that you guys get the benefit of it.
Oh,
Those
well,
of you that can prepare new spells may do so.
Ooh, what spell? I'm gonna get rid of Flame Blade. It's not working out, guys.
That's so iconic for you.
Literally, I've only used it like once, and it's the only time it's. Well, I mean, I've used it a few times, but it's only worked once.
That's why it's iconic.
Okay, I'll keep it.
Nah, do what you want.
That's up to you, Brandon. You do what you
Well, it's either throw ice knives or have a flame blade. Who knows?
Okay, so you guys managed to finish long rest. Nice. The next day, you're not rudely awakened this day. Do you make your way towards the bottom of Rofton's Inn? Savannah offers you breakfast, that sort of other stuff. And as you guys sort of tucking into your breakfast, after about sort of 15 minutes, the recognizable figure of Rond Kelfman steps in. Good morning to you all. It is time for you to set out against the Kobolds. Are you all ready?
I believe we are ready. We believe we have a couple of health potions to be getting from you as well.
Yes, very well. Come outside and we will see to you get everything that you need before you leave.
Yes, we have to go see Valfern as well.
Valfun is outside waiting for us as well.
Oh, perfect.
Beautiful.
We are a
Let's
very
go.
efficient little village.
We have to go those staircases again.
Oh.
Opens the door, and you can see Valfrun is outside waiting. There also is a new figure just leaned up against the just sort of very sort of casually leaned up against the palisades of the sort of stables opposite.
It's Poldark.
Yeah, it is.
Jason, would you like to give a
It's,
description of the gentleman that's
Is that
waiting?
Paul Revere?
No.
No, it is actually Poldark.
Yeah. Is that
I don't know who that is.
Ross Poldark. He's a... Don't worry. Sorry.
Anyway. So the person you see in front of you is Elias Dodge. He is a lean man wearing a long navy coat over his stud leather armor. Cuffs rolled slightly to reveal gloved hands. Atop his head sits a mop of silver, scattered hair covered with a black leather tricorn hat, polished but clearly showing age. On his back are his two weapons. His skin's as warm as the sun, tanned from years of working under the roof of the sky. His eyes, barely peeking through the scattering of hair and downward tilts of his hat, are not the bright green of higher standing elves. Instead, they are the green of the forest after a summer rain, deep and sparkling. His elven features make determining his age difficult, only sign being the slight creasing at the corners of his eyes.
He sounds dreamy.
As you guys step out, you may remember that Lord Pajak offered to provide you with some guide. May I introduce to you Elias Dodge? He knows the Quiet Canyon well, or at least the way to the Quiet Canyon. He will be able to lead you there, and he will assist you in your fight against the Kobold presence. He's also in possession of the healing potions that Lord Pajak promised you. And Mr. Dodge, you have on your possession 3 potions of healing.
Wonderful.
They are just common potions of healing.
Right. Well, like you said, my name is Elias Dodge. It is my very good pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Nice to meet you, Elias. I'm Shaylanite, and for some reason I'm elected the leader of this party. I put my hand out.
I take it.
I blush.
Well, I am pleased to be your guide on this journey, but we'll have plenty of time for introductions while we are hot on the Kobold's trail. If you don't mind, I'd like to get underway.
Of course.
We just need to pick a few things up from Mr. Valfrun here. I just realized he's right next to him.
And see as Valfrun is sort of drifting in and out of sleep.
Hey, old man.
Well, you finally arrived. Make a line in front.
Again?
He's obsessed with lines.
I'm only joking. You don't actually have to make a this time. Now, I have a magical item that I would like to provide one of you with. Who would be the best person to entrust with this?
That would probably be me.
It would probably not be you. I will not be entrusting you with anything. Please
be me.
I would need someone more trustable than the young tiefling here, who proves to be a complete mystery to me. And then I can't trust with any sort of magical item at all.
Shotgun.
I kind of give angry eyes back to everyone.
I can volunteer as well if you. I mean, I guess it's
just
between me and
shotgun,
Savine.
though.
Of course. It could be either. It could be Savine.
I'm not quite sure what this shotgun is, but you seem to be a suitable specimen for this item. And yes, right. We shall. Yeah, come closer, my dear. Don't be scared. Now. And he sees he rummages around in his pocket and he brings out this. It's a small sort of clay mold with a circle clay mold. A face molded into it, similar to what you saw just to the right-hand side of the door to his tower. Are you aware of what it is, what it does?
I want to make an Arcana check.
By all means.
I don't say that out loud. That was out of character. Damn it.
Do I know what it is? Can I make a check?
Yes, if you wish.
I am trained in Arcana. I would like to. I know what it is.
Kanaka, you recognize this sending.
That is ascending.
Yes, quite right. Ascending stone.
So perhaps I should be entrusted with it.
Perhaps not. What you'll find is that this sort of smooth stone carved, as you can see, around the pocket. I have a similar one. You see, they match each other, so the pairing is easily recognized. While you touch this stone, they cast a sending spell from this stone to this stone. By that way, we can be in contact with each other and message each other if required. It will only go between the bearers of the two stones, so you don't have to be attuned to it. So if you happen to be indisposed, one of the other members of your adventuring party could certainly use it to message me. Really, the intention that he sort of passed it over to you at this point. Take it. Really, the intention, and he sort of puts his back into his pocket. The intention of this is actually to for me to message you. You see, because you may remember that I mentioned to yourselves yesterday that there was some sort of magical energy that we were unsure about, and if I get any grasp about what that magical energy is, it's probably just a good ball, nothing to worry about, learn to fireball. But if it's anything more dire, then I shall be intending to communicate that with you. Just don't break it, because if you break it, then the whole magical shabam is over. Do you understand?
Clearly.
Yeah, of course.
Right. Dodge, is it?
I hand this to
Yes,
Shay.
ma'am.
Let's get going.
Sounds like a plan.
I really want someone to say, "Let's go," at Dodge. But
Now, please, if there's anything that you may be concerned about, I know that's a sort of issue that you've been discussing with Lord Playdrag. Please let me know through the sending stone.
yes, we will not hesitate to inform you.
I think they got it. Let's be on our way.
Yes, well, just be careful around that one, that's what I'll say with you. One's a horse thief, always a horse thief in my book, but Playdrag, sorry that you'll be trusted. And Balfine starts muttering to himself as he sort of walks away. Maybe
Better a horse thief than a hair thief.
You are very lucky to still have your hand, Mr. Dodge. You're lucky that Lord Playdrag is a very generous and noble
Indeed,
man.
I am.
Indeed, you are, sir.
lucky. And I'm very
Now-
lucky that this will be my last rodeo.
We
Now,
can
the rest
assure
of
you,
are
Mr.
you,
Kelvin.
comfortable? You're comfortable?
Yeah.
You're very happy? You're able to sort of endeavour with your the request of Lord Playdrag to go out and I changed my voice. Go out and fight these kobolds.
Is this a barmaid? Is it barmaid?
This is so. We are more than ready to go and fight these kobolds. I mean, look at this handsome man we've got with us. Look at this handsome man we've got with us.
Very well. I'm sure Mr. Idiot Dodge will be able to teach you more about how long the journey and that is to take, I will leave you to see to these matters yourselves. We have put our trust in you. Please do not live up to your name of abandoned expectations. We expect very much of you.
Abandoned expectations. I like
It's oh good.
That didn't
Reminds
go where I
me of
thought it
my
was going.
old crew.
No,
Alright. Let's move, y'all.
Lead the way.
yes.
And we head out.
Dude,
Dun 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 dun.
goodbye,
Dun,
Catherine.
dun, dun.
That's copyright.
Oh shit!
Oh no.
It's probably
cut
out
that
of
out, Jason.
copyright. It's probably out of copyright long enough at this point that it doesn't matter.
Tara, perhaps you should pick your jaw up from the floor.
She can't talk anymore because of the jaw. So
She's dumbfounded.
she is.
Later, I think you.
Yeah, she's muted.
Oh, maybe she doesn't realize.
I guess,
I'm here.
some
Sorry.
ladies prefer to be silent, I guess.
I would have answered. Wait, what did you say?
I said, Tara, perhaps you need to pick your jaw up off the floor.
Shut up, guy. But did you see him? Like, he's super pretty.
I'm standing
He's
right
very
here.
pretty.
Oh, well, no, you're ahead of us.
I
You're-
don't care.
You're walking ahead.
Well, you are very
He lacks
pretty.
muscle definition.
It's hard to
That's
tell.
very true. But I've never
Euromore,
had any complaints.
You've got a hint of green to your scales. Are you feeling okay?
I am completely white. I don't understand your comment.
She's saying you are jealous.
Alright, so, y'all, if you plan on tracking kobolds, I would advise that you keep your voices down just a little bit lower than you are right now.
So we're kind of a vocal group. We do a lot.
The Dragonborn doesn't really understand what whispering means.
I'll whisper to you if you want me to.
Tara,
It's fine. It's
Anyhow.
we'll be here from now. We'll be fine.
Mr. Dodge, if you would be so kind as to show us your expertise in hunting these kobolds.
It'd be my pleasure.
And as you guys are heading out for the day, what's your marching order?
I mean, usually I go up front, but I guess Elias will go up front.
That's
Tara
probably
will
for
walk.
the best.
I'll stay close, like near behind Elias, not like right next to it, but just like a little bit behind.
I'll probably bring up the rear.
Erwin will slink back with Karnaka.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Maybe. I'll slink at the back with Euromore.
Okay, Savina and Tara, where do you find yourselves?
Oh, Tara's walking up there with Elias.
And Savina?
Just be in the middle.
Okay, cool. Elias, you would be aware that your journey is going to take you. One second. So essentially, you guys are going to end up going from. I get this to work. Like, oh shit, not like that. Oh my god.
He's drawing on the map. How come you can do it if we can't?
Essentially, you guys are going to find yourselves going west, following the mountains, the northern range of the Thunder Peaks, past the Huddle Forest, and then down into a canyon here. You're going to be the side of the forest.
Thank God. So, how long is this going to take us, Mr. Dodge?
It'll take us a few days to get where we need to be.
Wonderful. A few days of walking. I wish Ash was with us.
Who is this Ash? I'm sorry. I promise you, ma'am, Elias Dodge is more than enough for this job.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
Oh, I bet he is.
No, Tara, control yourself.
I mean, Tara's right next to him. You're at the back of the group. If you don't mind me asking, Elias, what do you do? What's your expertise? If you don't know.
Well, I suppose that depends on who you ask.
Well, I'm asking
You see, my real passion is horses and
Stealing them?
well,
raising them.
I
maybe.
am a procurer of many fine things, ma'am,
Oh, God,
and
he's a thief.
one of them may have been horses. But that may have been the misunderstanding that has led me to the servitude of Mr. Ernest there for the last 7 years.
I mean, we were told you got caught stealing, so
You say caught stealing, I say taking a joyride. Semantics, really.
I
okay.
like a man who's daring.
Not you two.
Okay.
Well,
You
I
stop
dare
it.
Hey,
you all to
I'm
may
being a
become
hell
man.
of a lot more subtle than these bitches. These thirsty ass hoes out here. You idiot.
What
Anyhow.
did you drink?
She's wising up.
Quiet, please. If you're going to stay up here near me, I'm going to need you to remain as quiet as you can, dear.
Good luck with that, Tara.
Okay. Whatever you want.
That. Does somebody else want to trade places with her?
No, I think she's quite happy where she is, to
I-
be honest.
Usually I'm the one doing the hunting, but right now I'm feeling rather hunted.
Careful, she is strong.
She has an itch. She has quite an itch.
Oh, well, then make a powder for that, dear. If you just, it helps with the fleas. I understand. I use it on my horses, and I understand. Anyhow, ever onward.
What pace are you guys moving at as well?
I would say it's a medium pace because I have no idea what these ragtag folks can handle.
Ragtag.
Yeah, so Mr. Dodge leads you west along the east way, very sort of confidently, and you feel quite at ease. You get the impression that he sort of knows what he's doing, he knows what he's about, and he knows where he's going. And you guys manage to make a full stay worth of travel without any issue. You make camp just out of sight of the Hullet Forest. The sort of shadows in the light sort of playing tricks on you as you sort of look into the forest itself, reminding you of the previous journeys that you made through the chanting forest. Is there anything that you guys would like to do as you rest?
Keep an eye on Tara so she doesn't touch Elias Dodge
She
inappropriately.
won't, and she's
whilst
not
he's
saying any.
sleeping.
I'm sitting away from the group with my little sketchbook.
And
Just sketching.
Dodge would probably try to forage for whatever food he can find.
Yeah, that's fine. So if I get you all to make your
Survival.
Ramon and Tara, you guys get advantage from your trait.
Wow. We're doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. Game's pretty plentiful in this. Elias knows where to hunt the best places of the way. He takes you a little bit off the track down towards the hills where deer grazing. With quick efficiency, he takes care of the deers, and you can find yourself with plenty of rations to last you for
Oh, wow.
and your night passes without so much as a hiccup.
Great. Elias, would you be able to tell me when we're about to enter kobold territory, I have a spell that could make us a bit more stealthy.
And you would know from this day out, you would alongside the Hullet in that the kobolds have been known to, I mean, they've been known to maraud on this road recently, and they are definitely, you know, that they definitely populate the area between the Hullet Forest and the Crag Canyon.
Our journey from here forward is going to risk encountering kobolds. It's inevitable at this point. I was told you encountered some on your way to Winterhaven.
Yes, a small group.
Well,
We
if
took
they're
care
on-
of them fairly quickly.
Yes, we're quite good at killing.
That's encouraging, but if you encountered them on the road, then not even the pass will be completely safe.
Well, I'll hold off on my magic just for now.
Sounds good. If y'all are ready, we can break camp and head on up.
Yeah, and you guys beginning to make your way Viridian trees, Hullet Forest. They're sort of very much on the west, and at times you have, in the morning you get to a point where you actually have to journey slightly Hullet Forest itself, and you get that presence of sort of tranquility. Lead this way in a sort of shift in hue and sort of rusted in colour. But it's not long after you leave that a snarling wolf the size of a grizzly steps out of the forest in front of you. And I require you all to roll initiative.
Woohoo!
Of course. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, these things again.
Oh, this
Let's
This
map looks familiar.
do it for Molly. It looks so familiar.
Damn it!
Damn, you were.
Time to show us your skill.
You'll probably have to add mine manually because I guess not. I don't have the little
I don't have the button now.
but
That's okay. As long as your token selected and you hit the initiative in your sheet.
Yep.
Okay. And you can see there appear to be dark shadows in the forest around you.
I rolled a 16 at first. I just didn't have my token selected, so you can change that back if you'd like.
Okay, then. That means that Mr. Dodge, a large wolf, just stepped out in front of you. You better die, wolf.
Well, this ain't quite a kobold, but I will do my best. So I will pull out my short sword and give him a good what's for here.
Nice.
Yeah, you will. Just sort of,
Your sword is tiny.
You pierce it into the shoulder, just past its snout, which you can feel breath against your gloved hand as you sort of draw it out, sort of blood spitting upon the floor.
And can I attack with my other short sword?
You certainly can.
Damn.
Might be 1 damage there, but
1 damage, dude. Yeah, and as you sort of draw the other sword out, you quickly put it in, and you see as the wolf moves its knife towards your hand, and you sort of pull it back quicker than you initially intended, so not getting as much damage as you perhaps liked off on the beast. As the sort of rears up in front of you, Tara, you can see the wolf begins to rear up in front of your comrade Dodge.
Well, let's see what y'all have. What skills y'all have here.
Tara's gonna smell Elias, then look at the wolf and say, "Bad doggy," and cast Dissonant Whisper at 2nd level at it. Oh, shitty rolls.
Okay. Yeah, cool. And you see as you shout "bad doggy," you see as his gaze moves towards yours. As it starts to bucket away from you.
Mm-hmm.
Reaction to run.
Oh.
I believe you do get a opportunity attack against that because the creature's using its reaction.
Oh. Not so well this time.
You're slightly distracted by Tara, a little bit confused as to
I would
exactly
use
she's
my
trying to do.
inspiration, but it went to Ash. So.
Oh.
So unfortunately, your short sword falls short.
Well, you may be right there,
Come on.
big fella.
And you can see as this wolf large wolf seems to run away from the sort of harsh words of Tara.
He weaves in and out of the trees quickly, and pulls a javelin from the little quiver on his back, and just kind of chucks at him. I don't think you'll get away that easily.
Oh, damn!
Ouch.
No, he won't. Yeah, see, as it sort of run away, you throw this javelin, crashes into his back of his sort of hind, his rear leg, sort of forcing it to the ground slightly. And it starts to turn its body around towards you at this point. Kanaka.
Perhaps it's time to end it. 2, 3, and guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to Eldritch Blast him.
Hey.
I'm going to try an Eldritch Blast.
Hey.
Oh, that hits.
Yeah.
Eldritch Blast him. This purple energy flares up. Beams towards him, sort of coalesces together as it impacts into his face. You can see as wolf teeth just get sprayed against the floor, blood splattering against it, as it sort of limps back from the ground, barely able to move at this point.
Stay
Is there anything
down.
else?
I'm going to tuck myself behind this tree right here.
Okay. Urmon, you see as the wolf
He
jumps
spreads his
towards
arm
you.
wide and shouts.
And you feel the presence of another being moving through the forest. To the right of you. As this direwolf jumps out from the foliage towards you. And sort of jumps onto your back, digging its giant sort of jaw into your shoulder as you take 11 piercing damage. And I need you to make a strength saving throw.
No.
Okay. You manage to, you feel its weight on you, you just shoulder it, elbow it over your sort of shoulder, you smash into the muzzle, sort of knocking it off your back. At the same time, the other direwolf jumps towards your chest. But as it sort of jumps towards you, you sort of grab its jaw with both your hands quickly, sort of slamming it shut and pushing it to the ground beside you.
He just kind of revels in it. It has been a while since we could fight something.
See what you can do with
Bring
those
back
big
2
muscles.
days.
Shay, that brings us around to you. You see as your comrade Umon has been pounced upon by 2 direwolves.
God damn it, Ramon. And then I wild shape into, remembering from last time how ineffective a panther was, turns into a giant goat. It's a normal size goat at the moment, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, shit, sorry.
He is a tiny ass goat.
Bah.
Holy mother!
Yep.
What
Big
is
goat.
that?
Irish there for a second.
What is that?
Man. And I'm going to wait, can I
All
charge
right.
technically since
All
Ramon's
right.
kind of in the way? Or
Let's
I mean, I have a 40-foot speed, so I could probably try and Sorry.
I think maybe if you sort of move into that space.
So I would still get a charge.
You got to move 20 feet, yeah?
Yeah, just 20 feet.
Yeah, I think if you move into that space.
Man. Oh, no. Okay. Let's see. So if you move 20 feet straight forward. Okay, so I have to make a ram attack.
Cool.
And if it hits, I can't see it. What is it?
No,
Damn
it doesn't
it.
hit. Not overly comfortable with your sort of giant sheep form. You sort of start to run forward. Your hooves kicking up pieces of sort of dirt from the foliage on the floor beneath you. And as you sort of get there, your hoof gets tangled within a root and you sort of fall over, your sort of hooves buckling underneath you as you sort of fall to the ground just in front of the wolf. So,
aggressively, like,
Savina, you've seen Shay's hair just sort of puff up, and these horns appear amongst it, sort of transforms into this sort of giant sheep-like creature. Two wolves ahead of you engage with.
She's just going to step over closer to Tara, and I'm going to cast the false life on Euromorn.
Cool, you
Nice.
get that Mountain Dew refreshness feeling as you.
Almost like a Baja Blast.
As you gain 8 temporary hit points. Would you like to do anything else?
Sure. We're gonna have Callie fly like over here.
Okay, cool. Mr. Dodge, what would you like to do?
I will.
Alright.
No, please.
Alright.
No, alright here. I would look back at Tara and say, it seems your muscle-bound friend is in a bit of a quandary up there.
I am fine!
I will come up here to that first one, and I will again swing at him with my perhaps too small short sword. Yes, indeed, it was too small.
Uramon just sort of gives you a little nudge. Don't show me off.
He chuckles at your failure.
Does the 15 hit on the offhand?
You sort of move forward and sort of Uramon gives you a little knock, knocking you off balance, but you sort of regain your balance as you come through with your offhand short sword and just right into the what you think would be the hunched shoulders and sort of throat of this direwolf. You see as it comes through the other end of its throat, going right underneath it and coming right up the back end of its skull. As the direwolf sort of collapses to the ground.
Ow.
Oh, wow. It was one hit.
I had a one hit. I should have rolled a fucking 13. Damn.
And I just look up at Urmorn and I just give him a bit of a smile.
He reluctantly nods at you.
You should have used your hex there, Mrs. King.
Should have done.
Oh, yeah.
Should have done.
Tara brings us to you and sees that Elias Dodge moves up in front of you and manages to take care of one of the wolves. Another wolf seems to be bearing down on the back of Urmor.
Yeah, she says, good one. And then moves up to that one and will stab it with her rapier. Or not. Well, actually,
Yeah, not quite.
let me use my inspiration.
You gonna use your inspiration?
She doesn't want to look stupid. Inspiration.
Yeah, you're like really conscious of Mr. Dodge.
Yeah.
They sort of lunge forward at first, and you see as your rapier just sort of just misses slightly as you go over the body of the direwolf, and like you look at Mr. Dodge like, shit, gotta pull it out of the back. You sort of twist your rapier around and you just stab it into the backside of the wolf as it lays out.
And she liked add the defensive Which is another d6. 6. There we go.
Ooh, nice.
You sort of pull the rapier out with all your sort of strength. You see it sort of cuts down the side of the direwolf as you do it, flourishing it around, just sort of looking at Mr. Dodge at the same time, like, yeah, look at me, I can do this fancy shit.
And then she goes and stands up and says, like, come at me.
Is that to the wolf or Mr. Dodge?
Yeah, right? I thought... Do you mean at or on? Like, what?
Oh.
I've just got to let my fiancée.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Welcome
in a
home,
second.
Beth. Damn, y'all hoes are thirsty.
What?
Nah.
Damn these thirsty ass hoes.
I can tell you
I think-
that while Ash isn't here, he's coming back with a fucking complex, guys. Okay. This guy's been in the picture all of like 2 minutes.
Right?
You know.
Ormorn is probably going to try to push him and Tara being together. So you leave Shay alone.
Do it.
Yeah. Ash would have probably said yes to the offer as well.
Well, you guys are yet to take a bath together, yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. Never gonna happen now.
Elias would take
Well.
it.
Now you have Elias Dodge.
Okay, room on the white. Dodge has just come past you and managed to take care of the first wolf that was bearing down on you. You can see Tara to the south, assisting you with the other one that's clinging to your back.
He'll turn around very quickly in a very aggressive manner and try to bring the sword up through the things like chest, neck, and mouth area.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, nice. You sort of bring it up. You sort of looking to get the sort of killing blow on it, but you're unable to get the killing blow as the wolf sort of shifts a bit from Tara's reaction and Tara's actions. But you feel as your sort of sword just slashes all the way sort of across its chest and up to its sort of left shoulder.
He's just seething with hatred now, but just like gone. But that's it. I'll take the bonus action of seething.
Okay. Mrs. K.
Oh god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna poke out behind the tree and just Eldritch Blast it. Oh shit, I'm carrying my token. There we go. Just gonna give it a little Eldritch Blast on its little booty. I don't think that hits.
Yeah, unfortunately not. It's difficult for you to get it pushes through the sort of fairly purple energy crashes into this small sanding stone beside you.
There's too many of you in the way!
Chips of stone flying off against the back of your legs, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Urmon, the direwolf, seeing you reckless as you lunge for it with your sword, you slice it towards its shoulder and it grabs onto your arm at the same time. Teeth, which you take 10 piercing damage, so 8 temporary go and you
I'll take
lose
2.
2 normal.
Yep.
And then I need another strength saving throw as you can feel the weight of the wolf pulling you down.
Nice.
But
Yeah,
you're
it's not at advantage, but
God damn.
Yeah, it's
But
still,
still,
that was your first
wow.
roll anyway. And you're just like, you're not having any of this shit. Pull your arm free and just sort of punch it away with your other hand. Shay. Direwolf in front of you, limp on the floor. One more left.
Again. Gonna run. Go for the ram attack. Please hit.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes!
Does that hit?
Yeah, cool. So yeah, you sort of
Yay.
Then I can do a charge.
How do you want to do that?
Charge?
yeah, you can jump.
Okay.
Yeah, nice!
Woo.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you're getting used to your sheep. This one, you sort of move over the body of the other.
Yeah.
And you sort of put your hind legs against the back of the tree behind you. Push yourself off as you charge towards it. Your horn smashing into the side of the wolf, knocking it away from it slightly. It takes the full brunt of your damage.
Bah.
Bah.
Sort of snaps towards you as you bar it.
Did it
Savina.
succeed on its strength check?
Oh shit! Sorry, I didn't see. The strength check. Yes, it did. Yeah, it's able to sort of put all your weight behind as it puts its weight back, snapping at your ankle. It does.
Shay's ankles again. Not just rat. It's wolf too.
Savina, we've just seen Shay and she crash into the, knocking it slightly off.
I'm just gonna ring a bell at it.
Just go ring a bell at it.
Yeah, it seems to be completely engaged in its combat with the sort of enemies around it. It takes no sort of notice of the bell that you ring, as the you can see the water in the path sort of vibrates with the impact of your spell, but the takes no effect. Mr. Dodge.
Come on, Poldark.
I see it's up to me again.
God damn it.
I move my short sword, and I assume that hits. And then my little 3 sneak attack damage.
What would you like to do, Mr. Dodge? How would you like to do?
Oh,
Peter Ramon.
Sad.
It's not gonna like that.
Sad.
I like rotate around Ormorn's back, and as I'm coming around, I wink at Tara as I ram my short sword right up through its belly.
Oh.
And then
Tara
as
gets
I-
a little bit flushed.
Yep.
And then as I pull it out, I look at Ormorn and I say, "It's not always the size of the sword, my friend."
Oh, dang!
Jesus Christ.
Your thoughts were only true because of what I've done
just-
previously.
Just have some inspiration for fuck's sake. This episode's gone very well.
Look, I wasn't in most of it. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's a good point. But I mean, Poldark's made such an impression.
Cool, yeah, you managed to take care of the wolf. You're confident that there's no other sort of wolves nearby. Bring initiative to an end. Right, how much experience you got encounter? Okay.
Oh god, I'm a giant shit.
I didn't know you learned the enlarge spell.
Okay. You guys gain a total of 66 experience.
Hey! Quick, someone do math.
It's 1650.
165 0.
I can
Witchcraft.
help you. I don't have that in front of me.
Witchcraft.
You can be dodge on 165 as well.
Oh, okay.
Keep him even with the rest of the guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, it's a rough sort of start to your morning. You guys decide to head out pretty quickly. Once again, finding yourselves encroached upon by wolves as you make your way into and around the Hullock Forest towards Crag Canyon itself. As you sort of get past midday, Mr. Dodge, you're leading the party. You come across what seems to be a foot trail that cuts through the wilderness.
Do I recognize the footprints as being kobold or?
Not footprints as such, more of a foot trail, so
Okay.
path.
I got you. And would I know that this leads into the?
You can make a survival check.
Yes,
Damn.
I do.
Nice.
Yeah, cool. You're sort of looking at the. You recognise that that's not the right way to go if you want to go Crag Canyon. You know, Hullock Forest can sometimes be confusing in certain elements of the forest change, but you can tell by the direction of the path that it leads away from the destination that you essentially want to go to. And you do know that the Eldritch Lufra
sometime lead false trails to pits or other sort of traps.
I hate that forest. It's one false trail after another.
You can tell us again, those fucking assholes tried to steal from us when we were coming through it.
Yes.
Well, not everyone who steals is a fucking asshole now.
Oh no, I completely agree with you, but people who steal from me are fucking assholes.
Well, now that is a sentiment I can get behind.
And also werewolf.
That's the Wolf Runners, not the Eldritch.
Oh, okay, I was mixed up.
This is,
Oh, yeah, they never tried
this
to
is a trail left by those weird elf people from the Feywild and whatnot.
We
The
haven't met them.
Floofers.
We haven't met them yet.
Right, well, let's pray you never do. And more importantly, let's pray I never do.
Sounds ominous.
And that's where we'll stop for tonight, I think. And we go towards Craig Canyon next week.